It's a delightful morning. Welcome to Atlantic Sports Personality, and of course, we'll bring you all the electrifying news, from that quarter. Today, our focus will be on Clarissa Shed, one lady who truly has done so well, and we'll talk about her and every legendary achievement that she's had in recent times. She's a boxer, and many more. We'll dwell more on the boxing, the ring. Fight, and many more of her achievements in terms of knockout, in terms of win, and everything you can count on. My name is Ekpo Temple. You're welcome to Sports Personality here on Atlantic Television Network. Go on a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you more here. welcome back from that break. We're just joining us. Is a sports personality here on Atlantic Television and Network. This program comes away every Saturday, and of course, it's another beautiful Saturday where we'll take a look at one lady, Clarissa Shades. She's done a lot, but I'm not going to do this alone. I have guests in the studio. Emmanuel Michael joins me this morning. Kinsley, Emmanuel, I beg your pardon, joins me this morning. Kinsley, beautiful morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, Tempo, and I'm very happy, of course, to be here for we to take a look at the life of Shield. She's one lady that I've done a lot, and of course,
a picture of who Clarissa Shade is. I'll do a little background on her. First off, she was born on March 17th, 1995. She's an American professional boxer and mixed martial artist. She's a multiple-time world champion across 5 weight classes, holding the undisputed middleweight title in 2021, the undisputed middleweight title twice from 2019 and 2024, and other major titles in super middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight. As at October 2022, she is ranked the world's best female middleweight by BoxRec, and of course the top pound for pound the female boxer by ESPN and The Ring. She is the only boxer, male or female, to have hold all 4 major titles: the WBA, WBC, the IBF, and the WBO in 3 different weight classes. She is also the 3rd woman in history to win championship in 5 divisions. So you understand how big the lady we're talking about here, Clarissa Shade, a woman who has achieved it all, who has done it all. She has broken all the records when it comes to boxing and mixed martial arts in all the weight categories she's been part of, and that tells you how big she is. But generally, if you look at her family background, she was born in 1995 in Flint, Michigan, so obviously USA. And then she grew up in a challenging environment. Her father, Bo Shades, who had an experience in underground boxing, initially discouraged her from pursuing the sport. He believed it was for men. That's why gender issue came in. However, after his release from prison, when she was 9, yes, although we never can tell what truly has transferred, but he talked about Lila Ali sparking her interest.
Her dad, was a boxer. She also wanted to go that same direction, even at a very young age. But the dad, of course, was not pleased with her, decision, with, of course, the career she wanted to choose for herself. Looking at the fact that as at then, boxing, of course, was, was a thing known for men, not, for women at all. So the father actually was not really happy with her decision of trying to go into boxing. This is one thing, that happens most of the time, as parents. Whatever you do, your children look up to you. She grew up, seeing her father as a boxer and wanted to do the same, just as a child. Probably you would say maybe it's that mindset of a child, seeing her dad doing something that she also wanted to do. Or maybe you could say it was actually, her talent. She actually saw it and found interest in it. Hence, her decision in terms of going down to, boxing. Yes, like I mentioned, the dad actually did not want her to go into boxing, and he discouraged her. But when there was something happened and he actually went to prison, but when he came back and told her about, the story of her role model and all of that, that passion reignited in her based on the story, and she also went into the direction. And it's a good thing that her dad, of course, didn't stop her anymore, since she decided to go in that particular direction. Dad decided, okay, if this is what you want, let's go. They got her a coach, and she started training. And at this point in time, you talk about the influence of family on talent. I think this is where exactly at this point in time, in her life, if her dad have stopped her at that moment, if her dad had keep on, if assuming he kept on insisting.
I'm even very sure that if you look at the story very well, even the details were not really pronounced. So the father, there's no way the father support will not be strong, even if at some point she credited her grandmother, you know, for motivating her. But at the time when the father stopped, it was not the grandmother who was now, you know, pushing. So don't forget that between the period when the father was in prison, she stayed with the grandmother.
Yeah.
So arguably, the grandmother would have also influenced her in that way. So so I think that when the father came back from prison at night and she now got a coach, the father and the grandmother, the support was now becoming massive. So I agree with you to the extent that family has a way. And when you compare it to Nigeria, from the western side of Nigeria,
it's not
a very big battle.
It's not actually the same. Yeah. in a typical Nigerian family, at some point, if a girl wants to go into boxing, it's very difficult. It's very, especially the family. You know, she kept on insisting. She kept on insisting. She kept on insisting. Even when her dad, of course, was not in agreement with her going into boxing, she kept on insisting. And of course, when the dad came back from prison and came back to see that she's still, you know, passionate about boxing, he has to let her be. You know, I think that's the same thing, of course, for Nigerian parents. It's not when your child, you know, keep on beckoning, and say, I want to go into this. Say, no, you must. At some point in time, you steer the child away from his or her God-given talent. Take a look at what Shield is doing at this point in time. Undisputed in about